Welcome to our continuing series, Fine Poetry, Poems that Touch Deeper Chords. Today, Kathleen Raine, Part 3. Seed. From star to star, from sun and spring and leaf, and almost audible flowers whose sound is silence. And in the common meadows springs the seed of life. Now the lilies open, and the rose, released by summer from the harmless graves that, centuries deep, are in the air we breathe, and in our earth, and in our daily bread. External and innate dimensions hold the living forms, but not the force of life. For that interior and holy tree, that in the heart of hearts outlives the world, spreads earthly shade into eternity. Shells, reaching down armpit into bright water, I gathered on white sand under waves, shells, drifted up on beaches where I alone inhabit a finite world of years and days. I reached my arm down a myriad years to gather treasure from the yester-millennium seafloor, held in my fingers forms shaped on the day of creation, building their beauty in 3 dimensions over which the world recedes away from us, and in the 4th that takes away ourselves from moment to moment, and from year to year, from first to last, they remain in their continuous present. The helix revolves like a timeless thought, instantaneous from apex to rim, like a dance whose figure is limpet or murex, cowrie or golden wrinkle. They sleep on the ocean floor like humming tops, whose music is the mother of pearl octave of the rainbow, harmonious shells that whisper forever in our ears. The world that you inhabit has not yet been created. Storm. God in me is the fury on the bare heath. God in me shakes the interior kingdom of my heaven. God in me is the fire wherein I burn. God in me, swirling cloud and driving rain. God in me cries, a lonely, nameless bird. God in me beats my head upon a stone. God in me, the 4 elements of storm, raging in the shelterless landscape of the mind, outside the barred doors of my goneril heart. The ancient speech. A Gaelic bard they praise, who in 14 adjectives named the one indivisible soul of his glen. For what are the bens and the glens but manifold qualities, immeasurable complexities of soul? What are these isles but a song sung by island voices? The herdsman sings ancestral memories, and the song makes the singer wise. But only while he sings songs that were old, when the old themselves were young. Songs of these hills only, and of no isles but these. For other hills and isles, this language has no words. The mountains are like manna, for one day given, to each his own. Strangers have crossed the sound, but not the sound of the dark oarsman or the golden-haired sons of kings. Strangers whose thought is not formed to the cadence of waves, rhythm of the sickle, oar and milking pail, whose words make loved things strange and small, emptied of all that made them heartfelt or bright. Our words keep no faith with the soul of the world. The river. In my first sleep, I came to the river and looked down through the clear water. Only in dream, water so pure, laced and undulant, lines of flow on its rocky bed, water of life, streaming forever. A house was there, beside the river, and I arrived, an expected guest, about to explore old gardens and libraries. But the car was waiting to drive me away. One last look into that bright stream. Trout there were, and clear on the bottom, monster form of the great crayfish that crawls to the moon. On its rocky bed, living water in whirls and ripples, flowing unbended. There was the car to drive me away across the river of living water. I might not stay, but must return by the road too short to the waiting day. In my second dream, pure I was and free. By the rapid stream, my crystal house, the sky, the pure crystalline sky. Into the stream I flung a bottle of clear glass that twirled and tossed and spun in the water's race, flashing the morning sun. Down that river, I saw it borne away, my empty crystal form. Exultant, saw it caught into the current spin, the flashing waters run. The wilderness. I came too late to the hills. They were swept bare, winters before I was born of song and story, or spell or speech with power of oracle or invocation. The great ash long dead by a roofless house, its branches rotten, the voice of the crows an inarticulate cry, and from the wells and springs the holy water ebbed away. A child, I ran in the wind on a withered moor, crying out after those great presences who were not there. Long lost in the forgetfulness of the forgotten. Only the archaic forms themselves could tell. In sacred speech of hoodie on gray stone or hawk in air, of Eden where the lonely rowan bends over the dark pool. Yet I have glimpsed the bright mountain behind the mountain, knowledge under the leaves, tasted the bitter berries red, drunk water cold and clear from an inexhaustible hidden fountain. Again, vegetation. Oh, never harm the dreaming world, the world of green, the world of leaves, but let its million palms unfold the adoration of the trees. It is a love in darkness wrought, obedient to the unseen sun, longer than memory, a thought deeper than the graves of time. The turning spindles of the cells weave a slow forest over space, the dance of love, creation. Out of time moves not a leaf, and out of summer not a shade.